clear after this car. Nice light.
Yeah, if I could just ask about the origins of the project, how you first, well, how Lord Bath first found out about you and sort of approached you to begin the project.
Well, I just completed making a stone circle at Pilton for the festival, and Lord Bath at that time had just inherited the estate here. Do you want to wait actually for that? No, somebody's just pushing something very heavy. I don't know.
It's probably the lawnmower.
Yeah.
So I could just ask you again about the origins of the Lord Bath collection.
I just completed making a stone circle at the Pilton Festival site, and Lord Bath at that time had just inherited the estate here at Longleat. He wanted this long-held dream to manifest on his land, to build another Stonehenge, or to build a new Stonehenge. And he wanted to find out experts on building stone circles or anything to do with large stones, basically. So he put out the word, really, to one of his friends who knows the... Sorry, what do I do? I just continue?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Lots of people around, I'm not quite used. This is the first time I've been here, I think, whilst it's been newly open. Anyway, he asked one of his friends to find out who and where are the people who are working with big stones in the country at this time, and luckily the chap he asked was actually working at the Pilton site during the festival, and he was helping with the traffic and the security, and we had actually met during the festival. So he suggested my name, and Lord Bath got in touch and asked me to come and check over the estate to find out whether it would be appropriate to build a stone circle here. And I came, spent the day checking out the estate, all the different possible sites, and I felt that there was a really good spot for a stone circle the size of Stonehenge here. And well, it's just taken off from there, really.
How would you describe Lord Bath in terms of his vision? Is it a lifelong ambition to have a stone circle here?
As far as I know, he visited Stonehenge when he was quite young, and when he was there something very special happened, and he just knew that he had to build a new Stonehenge on his land. And as far as I know, he's just held that vision until the time when it's been possible to actually manifest it in a real way.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got to stop from this. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That's a 12 bore.
Hello. I just thought that. I mean, they started laughing, then I heard this sort of buzzsaw thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to have to just go in tighter and moving closer.
It's like what's it called? Tarzan.
You're going to have to just tighten the frame and move in closer because it's just on this distance.
It's picking up over it. Was that completely lost?
The line. Oh, they come to check it all out as well.
The stone circle you built at Pilton.
That's right. He had a friend, Philip Harvey, who was working at Pilton on the transports and security side. And when Lord Bath was actually researching who in the country knows about big stones, about stone circles, who was actually involved in building them, then Philip Harvey was able to say, well, actually, I know somebody who's just built one. And so that's how Lord Bath got to know about me in particular. He wrote to me, and I came to Longleat to check out the estate, to find possible sites, to see if it was appropriate to build a Stonehenge type stone circle here. And there was one particular site that was absolutely perfect, and so it sort of carried on from there, really.
How would you describe Lord Bath's vision of this particular project, and the origins of that, if you like?
Well, I don't know the details of it, the exact details. All I know is that something very special happened to him when he was visiting Stonehenge when he was younger. And since that time he's held a really strong vision to manifest a new Stonehenge on his land, a new one that is entire and that can maybe a renewed Stonehenge, for whatever that means. He's recently inherited Longleat, so he can chooses what happens here, and so he's started to manifest it. So it's good.
I mean, in keeping with a lot of other things that are going on in Longleat, I think.
Sure.
The trains and the mazes. There seems to be a tremendous sense of fun here, which.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Enjoyment.
It's loads of my friends. I mean, I know quite a lot of friends, loads of circles. That's the one of them. Nah. And I've suggested, oh come on, come out. I've organised parties of people to come here for picnics and to bring all their kids. And I'm not afraid to actually say, well, come here. It's brilliant. It's a really good day out. And I mean, there's loads of things for grown-ups too. Well, as long as they're in touch with their children inside.
I mean, do you see any problems with bringing this about in terms of, specifically in terms of Longleat Estate and the restrictions that might be placed on it? Because obviously it's Grade 1 listed land.
There'll always be problems. When you're manifesting something, there are always things to overcome. I think this is a wonderful vision. I believe that it's possible that it can be manifested here. We're all working towards it at the moment. I believe that it's the right time for something to happen. I believe this is the right place. And I believe that if those are correct, if those feelings that I have and a lot of other people have are correct, then there's nothing that will stop it from manifesting here. There are all sorts of obstacles and things to overcome on a strong transformational process, or a process where something is manifest that hasn't manifested before. I think the main ways in which these obstacles can be overcome is by never losing your focus about what you want to do, feeling that it is completely right and it's the right time, getting loads of friends, loads of people to feel the same way, and just keep on and keep on, and I'm certain that it will manifest.
I think the time is entirely right for this kind of project. And in the next 5 years, in the run-up to the millennium, I'm hoping we're going to see a kind of renaissance in terms of what some people refer to as the golden age of respect and enjoyment of ancient sites. And how do you see that? How crucial do you think that these projects need to be, or need to reach fruition just before the millennium?
The millennium is a huge turning point in history, and not necessarily in a real way, but it is the millennium. It's something that everyone's focused on. And in some ways, it's the millennium, or the year 2000, is based on a date that nobody actually agrees about the birth of somebody 2,000 years ago. And I mean, what is the year 2000? It's based on some guessed date, if you like, but it is a focus. And whenever there's focuses that like millions of people are thinking about and dreaming about, then there's an incredible energy or an incredible atmosphere to actually make things happen.
Looking at the history of Longleat, a lot of things have been made to happen here, a lot of extraordinary things, like the introduction of animals from all over the world. And again, it seems to be quite a groundbreaking place in terms of ideas.
Yes, it is. It was the first of the stately homes to open its doors to the public. In one way, this was for financial reasons, just to survive, but in another way, it was opening the doors of a sort of an institution that was locked to the public, since the beginning of time. It was sort of an opening up to everyone, really. I think that was really quite important. And then, of course, the safari park. It was the first safari park in Britain. And some people like it, some people don't like it. I mean, it's an improvement on the zoo situation when there's a terrible lack of space for the animals. At least, I mean, I'm not sure how many acres the safari park is, but it's actually a huge slice of the estate. So the animals do have a lot of room to move around, and there's also an active breeding campaign I want to use. Active breeding, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry? Program, excellent. So a lot of endangered species and things are actually encouraged to breed here, and they're actually sent back to their original countries. I mean, just to walk and to live, to spend time in a place where these magnificent animals and spirits roam the land again. I mean, it's wonderful.
We're going to go in a very short time to that, hopefully to that space where you've designated for that.
Yes.
For the Thynnhenge project.
Yes.
I can't actually think of anything else to say. Whether or not
There was a question you asked earlier which I just didn't answer at all. I went blank. So I can't remember what it was, but it was...
something to do. Yeah, that's basically what, if you had anything more to add to the uniqueness of the situation in terms of having a landowner who's sympathetic to new, or certainly open to new land use, as opposed to sort of strict agricultural or whatever.
Well, I know that many people believe, and I don't know how you could actually prove this in a scientific way, but that the person who lives here in this part of the world, the person who is the Marquis of Bath, he holds the energies of the old kingdom of Wessex. And Wessex used to be a huge place. It wasn't just a county. It stretched from Devon up towards London and up towards Gloucester. I mean, it's massive. And no.
Nothing at all.
That was just a blast of wind just now.
Well, it's going to be a lot more windy on the field.
It's okay at the moment, it was just a gust there.
Right, okay. Many people believe that Lord Bath holds the energy of the old kingdom of Wessex, which was actually a very large portion of Britain, stretching from Devon up towards London, towards Gloucester. And I know that Lord Bath talks about Wessex rather than Wiltshire. and his whole concern is to do with this large portion of England, the southern part of England, to revitalise it, to put energy into it, to support it in whichever way he can, especially in the artistic ways. And I know that, or the feeling that I have around the creation of a large stone temple at Longleat, is that it will become some sort of